Hello everyone, welcome back to our first Java tutorial. We're going to be discussing variables, comments, and output. So I have my IDE here, Eclipse. So we're going to get started. So we're going to do right click here, new class. We're just going to make a new class. No matter what IDE you use that you're comfortable with, just make a new Java class. Oh, I'm sorry, hold on. No, before that, you do a project, and here it does a project. I'll call it variables because that's one of the things we'll be discussing. And it says if you get this, say don't create, don't need that crap. Go to the source folder, type up new, and then class. And then for the name, you can name it whatever you want. So I'll name it easy peasy. Is that even how you say peasy? I have no idea, but brain farting. But so once you have your class, it'll generate everything for you, and there's the name, and then here's the main by clicking that box that I showed you. I don't think I told you to, but you can click that box and then get rid of that comment. You don't need that. So now, first things first is comments. Now, a comment is just something that the computer doesn't run. It's used to just like describe your program or tell another programmer, hey, this is what it does. So you can put them anywhere except for inside this stuff. You don't need to put it in parentheses, and you don't need that. Anywhere it's basically in like open space. So you can do this to start a comment for a single line comment. So anything that looks like this on a single line, because if you were to do another line, it'll give you an error. So to do multi-line comments, you do the backslash and star, and you press enter, and then it'll automatically build a multi-line comment. And if your IDE doesn't have the automatic, like the IntelliSense, you do the opposite. You do the star first, and then the what is that, like a backslash. So once you have that, now you can type whatever you want, and then no matter how many lines it is, it'll do the comment. So you can say, you know, this is a variable. So now we need to make a variable. For a variable, what it is just, it basically stores data. So they have different data types. There's integers, there's strings, there's characters, there's floats, there's booleans, and then there's doubles. Now these 6 guys are your most used. I'm pretty sure these are all of them anyway, but these are the ones that you're going to use the most. So to start things off simple, we can use an integer. So these hold integers like what they literally sound like. Any like whole number, you know, like 1, 2, 0, 10, 100, all that. That's all integers. So we can put a number, but you need to create something to hold that number. So that's what a variable is. So what we're going to do is we're going to name it something. So for simplicity's sake, you got to name your variable something that's really creative. Well, not creative, but very neat and very simple, so you know what it is. So for this, we're going to say number. And this number, this variable number, is going to hold, which is the equal sign, it assigns it, let's say 5. So now this variable is going to hold the number 5. So whenever you use the variable called number around in your program, it's going to basically mean it's just 5. So when you end each statement with a semicolon, that's the standard Java syntax. You always got to do that. Except for something like this. It's not always like this. You have something like this, but this is for a completely different video in the future. So we have our number. So now if you click the run button, I have the console right here. It says terminated, and there's nothing outputted to the screen. Well, how come? There's something here. Well, you got to output it to the screen by using a different type of statement, and that is this Java uses something called system.out.println. So it looks like this. You type up system.out.println, which means line, and you close it with parentheses, and then you can move over to the right with the arrow key and then press the semicolon. Now, to output the variable, what you do is you put the variable name right into the parentheses. So it looks at whatever's in the parentheses and outputs it. So if you put number in here, now it should say 5. It should show 5. And then there it is, perfect. Number 5 is right there. It's perfect. So now you can do that with any other data type. It's just exactly the same. So you can put in, we'll just use variable. var stands for variable. So now you can do double var equals 5.6 or 6.5. I said that backwards. But a doubles and floats are similar, but doubles are like, I believe it's more precise. So they're basically like decimals. So for example, like this guy. So then you go to run again, and then there it is, 6.5. And you do float. But the weird thing about float is you have to make sure you put F after the number. Why? I don't really know. I don't really understand that, but that's just how Java works. You know, I don't know why. You just got to do it. You just have to do it. And then next one would be a string. Now a string holds words, and to hold words, you don't just put in. Let's say I'll put in my name. Well, you don't do it like this. That's not going to work. For strings, you put it in double quotes, and then you put in your name, end it with a semicolon, you know, and you run it as always. There's a name. You do character with one R, and a character is a single letter. And then if you put K, oh, it's not working. Well, because the funny thing is about characters, instead of using double quotes, you have to put them in single quotes. And then you do K again, and you run it again, and there's K. So now we can get rid of this, get rid of this guy, the data type, and we'll use Boolean. Boolean is basically just true or false. Just those two words, either true or false. So you can do true, if I can spell it right. Jesus Lord. True, run it, it'll say true. You say false, it'll say false. So that's pretty much all of them, I believe. I believe I got everything. So yeah, that's pretty much how it works. That's all pretty much what you need to basically start a program. You just make a variable like so. To recap, name it whatever you want, use the equal sign, and you put whatever you want and store it. Then you put a semicolon, and then to print it to the screen, you do system.out.println, put it in parentheses, and you put the variable name. And then you always end it with a semicolon, and you run it, and there you go. There's your nice little program. So thank you guys all for watching. I'll see you guys all in the next video. Episode 2 will be a little bit more advanced. I think I'll cover some math. I'm sure you guys can handle math. I mean, I know you guys can do it. So yeah, I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace out.